Okay, this is my latest music review, and I'm going to review the 2014 album Hypnotic by Tom Petty and The Heartbreakers. Now, this regrettably was the last album released by Tom Petty and The Heartbreakers before the demise of one Tom Petty a few years later. But it's certainly up there, and it's one of the best. A stylistic return really to the band's first couple of albums, the debut in 1976, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and the follow-up in 1978, You're Gonna Get It. Now, I have to confess that those early albums didn't really send me the right vibes. Although I did buy the debut. It wasn't really until Full Moon Fever and Down the Torpedoes when I really started to get into the music of this band. And I just want to point out how important Running Down a Dream is if you're interested in Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This is an absolutely fantastic 2007 documentary film directed by Peter von Bogdanovich. It's a 4-hour documentary which chronicles the history of the band from its inception as the band Mudcrutch right up to the 30th anniversary concert in Petty's hometown of Gainesville in Florida, which took place on September the 21st, 2006. As is customary with my reviews, if you've been following my channel, and I hope you have, I tend to go through the album track by track, and I also am committed to offering you lyric sheets so you can pause that and have a good look at the subject matter of the songs. So here goes then. The opening cut is American Dream. And it was a pleasure to bring back Ron Blair on bass, who was in the original band but had left some years before, and he makes an immediate impact on this first track with some intro work, a thunderous bass riff which locks into the drums before Tom's country twang revs it up as the band tightens the noose on the strident riff. There's some slick rhythm guitar on this, and there's a nice and neat acoustic bridge before a raucous Campbell solo boogies us along. The vocals are pushy, and that chorus line solid as a rock. This is 3 minutes of southern rock. Lyrically, it's about making your own plans in life to realise your dreams. Follow your folks, but make sure your girl is beside you. Up next is Fault Lines. It skips in at a fast rate. There's twin guitars from Petty and Campbell, which encapsulate the fast boogie beat, enhanced by drummers and bassists Blair and Ferrone respectively. Some distinctive Petty vocals as usual, and they're as honest as it goes. The melody hits home with Campbell's scorching rhythm. It's pacey stuff, and I like the bridge with the solo in it, and then the ripping rhythm section takes off again. Tense chips in with a little piano touch, and the duet of guitars reminiscent, I felt, of the Allman Brothers, even though they're called the Heartbreakers, and there's some tasty little harmonica by Thurston before we reach the climax, the end, the outro. Lyrics, well, it's about self-awareness, knowing your faults, but having the strength to soldier on. A metaphor for California struggling on when that Andreas fault gave them an earthquake as a present. Maybe that's the way I saw it. Track 3, River Segways in from track 2. It's a good old-fashioned solid rock riff with some striking keyboards pushing the rhythm. It's rock blues, no thrills. Tom's vocals are full of passion as ever. At the bridge, a neat organ mixes with an acoustic echo-style guitar before relaunching with cracking, rolling Campbell's solo. Campbell never overdoes the solos, I feel, but it's taste personified. There's a storming feedback that links into the next track as well. Lyrically, it's about an indigenous woman who's full of superstitions, but has magnetised the man. That's what I got from it anyway. Next up is Full Grown Boy. I have to confess that I couldn't get this song out of my head after I'd listened to it a couple of times. It really does hook you. It's a lazy country ballady blues, so simple, piano-led melody and Tom's sleazy vocals mixed with some delicate lead picking by Campbell. It's an album highlight, I think. There's some exquisite solos by Campbell on this track, a mere touch of string arrangements, and then more gems from Campbell's repertoire as it sees out the track. Lyrically, I think it's about coming of age, sexually, dealing with the force of love. Track 5, All That You Can Carry. A tight rhythm with an excellent lead vocal is how I describe this track. Easy, punchy rock riffs with tasteful Campbell solos and solid rhythm guitar by Tom. It hits all the right highs. It's got a nice chorus, guitar tricks from Mike, and dead cert for the live set, I felt, when with Tench adding some nice piano. Lyrically, it's a message to all that you need to move the hell out when certain life things happen. Split the scene, so to speak. So to the next track then, Power Drunk. This is Texas blues a la ZZ Top, with Petty's pleading vocals to grasp your attention. It's foot-tapping stuff. Campbell tells us what a slick player he is, and the tempo midsection is neat as Campbell notches up another of those epic guitar solos. Barroom Blues comes to mind, but it's better than that. There's some great cleared production on this and the whole album. Lyrically, it's a song about how booze and uniforms can provoke one's true self, and it often is a danger warning. Another impressive outing is Forgotten Man. It sounds a little bit like a take from the first album, with that extra production, of course. The rhythm section gets up to speed quickly. The bass is riveting. It's standard Tom Petty, but that's what we love about them. Lyrically, the title tells it all really. Not wanted by even dogs. Depths of despair at being alone. Well, this one is a particularly strong chat. Sins of My Youth. A mellower tone here. Some delicate soft vocals from Petty. And a tiptoed sort of drum style for Ono. It's got a warmth to it. Some delicate vocals. And of course Campbell is very melodic here. Lyrically, the vocals compares intense love with teenage impulses here. Powerful and immense. Track 9, You Get Me High. It blasts in with some heavy rhythm guitar riffs, and Tom joins the party. Seductive chorus and solid riffs. It's a real cracker. There's a scorching solo that rips your ears to shreds, and Tom's vocals are reminiscent of someone who is high. It's solid southern rock. Lyrically, I think it's about the freshness and innocence of youth and the newness of possibly using Mary Jane. Track 10 then, Burnt Out Town, another blues-infested song with harmonica prevalent. This has a different vocal style initially, but midsection reverts to Tom's traditional style. The piano, it's very bluesy and very funky. Lyrically, I think it's about how corruption can destroy a town and handicap all the goodness that was previously in that town. It's probably got a nod to a number of presidents. Even Obama comes to mind. So to the last offering then, and it's Shadow People. I understand that this was immediately put on the live set and I'm not surprised. It's a tour de force. Another sleazy blues with a great riff. Petty's vocals grab you by the throat, and Campbell's tentacles just hold you down. The bridge is an oddity, but enables the build-up to the slick finish with some Campbell solos opening his shoulder. Nice keyboards from Tench, as always, very compact. There's an odd few bars that lead up to the outro, which I didn't quite get. Lyrically, it's about an observation of polarized America politically. The love, the hate, the creation and the destruction. The art versus the guns, and the Democrats versus the Republicans. It's rather sad for me to describe this as the last album by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, but that's surely what it is, and it's an absolute gem. So they certainly went out in style. I would suggest, even if you're new to Tom Petty, this would be as good a place to start. It's up there with the real piece de resistance of this artist. But I made it my album of the year, not surprisingly, and I think it would probably make your album of the year. So there we have it then. Hypnotic Eye by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.